How much pressure is there on young children these days? I mean, how much have we allowed society to cumulatively pile up over the years on our youth's shoulders at increasingly younger ages? Think about it for a second. Let me give you one example now. My older brother, who's now 30, what he was learning in sixth form when he was 16, 17, so year 12 and 13, is now in the curriculum for year 9s. 12-year-olds. They're pushing it further and further back. Exams are getting more and more demanding. Students are more and more expected to have their lives worked out by the age of what, 15, 16? I mean, I just can't believe it, bruv. How does nobody ever take a step back and go, hang on a sec, we want 15-year-olds to know what course they want the rest of their life to take? It's ludicrous. I mean, who's the idiot over here? For starters, it contradicts every basic law of psychology known to mankind. Isn't the whole point of school, apparently, I mean, we know it's not, but school's apparently there to encourage children to play and explore, to find themselves, to try things, to socialize, to blossom, to bloom as an individual, explore life, and be happy in their learning, and ultimately prepare them for a prosperous future. To start off with, the average happiness of students is at an all-time low and actually plummeting daily. Teenage suicides are through the roof, and nobody wants to talk about it. There's no encouragement for exploration. You've got a limited selection of subjects from which you're expected to choose your whole future career by an age that by natural psychology we should just about have found out what hobbies we might want to take up. They brainwash children that their life depends on the exams, where they have to brainlessly, like factory slaves, memorize textbooks as best they can, manage their nerves on the day of the exam and copy it out onto a piece of paper as best they can. Go on any school, private or public, private school, it doesn't matter, sixth form, college website, that's what it's going to say. Preparing your kids for the future. What kind of future? The same kind of future that was available 50 years ago? The same kind of future to all these successful 40, 50-year-olds that we're looking at right now? Because I don't see many of them. In a world where we now have robots that can instantly, free of charge, generate essays and information from every corner of this planet, we're still teaching Peel paragraphs in schools. We're still making uni nothing but supposed networking and essay writing courses that put you in about 25, 30k debt, by the way. You tell your kids that back in your day you used to socialize and all they do today is sit on them phones and video games and tiki-talking. There's no time, or let's say energy, for socializing because they're all too busy failing, attempting to please their parents and teachers who are living in some sort of dreamland in the 1980s where by the age of 20 you could have a good job from a good degree, a small debt that you could pay off in about 2 years, a deposit put down on a house and a car parked outside. That world doesn't exist anymore. And if there is any time or energy left over for socializing, it's rubbish that they're all doing to escape and rebel, like vaping, smoking, drinking and sleeping with half the county and preying on anything of the opposite gender that walks because they hate everything about their lives that's being pushed on them. So they lose all sense of morality and their personality becomes their social media and celebrity culture that they're consuming 24/7. Bruv, creativity is discouraged. If anyone tries to tell the idiots who are sitting behind the desk that they want to do something differently or to start a business or actually try and learn a modern skill that isn't taught in school, they're shut down. Told it's risky, need a plan B, they need to be more realistic. And the indoctrination is so bad that if I put out a certain amount of videos on the internet about the education system where I tell children that there is a way to be happy and successful and do well in life without the stresses and school narrative, the government does an assembly rollout across the country where they talk about me and label me with all the flipping stereotypical, evidenceless ist and ism words they can come up with to trick children into thinking that I'm bad and dangerous and misogynistic and whatever devil else. This needs to change. The education system needs to change. Actually, wrong word, it needs to reset. It's nothing but a mass depressed factory worker producer. Unlike every other business model in the world, there are no good testimonials of past students. There are no successful case studies. In fact, any good case studies there are about students who left school. There's no proof anywhere that schools benefit children's mental health, their career, their finances and purpose. There's proof for all the opposite. Yet you as a mother and or father still sit there and scream at your child of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever the devil, that they got a 6, not a 7. You still tell them to go to uni and blast 20k on professors who've never earned more than 60k in a year in their life. For what? So that you can tell Jane at your job that your son goes to Oxford. That's not a flex anymore. All the highbrows that you think you're impressing don't even care about that anymore. You still tell your kids that the internet and online business is risky when the world is pumping out daily proof that internet money is the least risky money to be earned in the world. You still do all your shopping online and spend your free time watching shit online. You entertain yourself online. Your life outside your basic job that you hate, that school got you, is online. You talk to your friends online. Everything good in your life is online. but you go and tell your kids that online is risky. Wake up!